Alright, welcome back. This is WILSHOCKER with more Final Fantasy XIV. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Ah, you have returned. I take from your presence that you have gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. You're ready to begin the next phase of your training. You will recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a Lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. However, a Lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into two aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. The first is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a Lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you wish to become a Lancer and soothe, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this, and you will be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters the most. And so to your first task. The riverbanks of the Central Shroud are home to Vilekin, known as the Yarzons. Fiercely territorial, the creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of fisherfolk. They typically fall upon prey in mass, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. What must go through the mind of their victim in that instant? Panic, despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter. Take this sack of decidedly noisome bait and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nests. It may be that only one curious Yarzon appears, but what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let us know how you fare then. Go now, my young Lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Central Shroud. I'm trying to keep everything around the same level. Everything around the same level. So Arcanist 10, Archer 10, 10, 10. Wow, this is gonna take a while. Ba 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 ba. Woo! Welcome back, Will, and well done. I trust you now understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with a spear will avail the Lancer who lacks composure. You are now ready to learn the second aspects of a Lancer's courage, resolve. When faced with a terrible foe, a Lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he will become defensive and seeking to cover his weakness or render his greatest strength, namely his capacity to attack. A Lancer who fears to attack has not been a man holding a pole. His spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it would do him. It is not and will never be a shield. That you may learn the truth of my words firsthand. I bid you go to Central Shroud, to an area adjoining the abandoned dungeon known as Spirit Hold. Since the calamity, that neck of the Twelves wood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. There you will find 3 collapsed pillars, which have become a haunt for fell creatures. You are to put them down. What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? Ha! To reveal that would be to defeat the purpose of the lesson, my young Lancer. I will say this, if you face these foes with the Lancer's resolve, you will surely emerge the victor. Once you have completed the trial, pray return to Jillian in the entrance hall. She has grasped the 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble. Though I doubt you will encounter similar difficulties, her struggle has furnished her with certain insights that I think you will benefit from hearing. A Lancer learns best when he is doing I, but the wisdom of his seniors is not entirely without worth. Go well and do as I bid you. God, man! It is so verbose. It's so thick. There's so much of it. It's so, it's laborious to get through all this, man. Holy crap. Shut the hell up. So much dialogue. It's like reading a book. Reading an interactive book. been expecting you. By your return, I trust you understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. Gods know how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you will acquire such courage as you never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of a conflict in ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon. So as long as you take care of to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Did that make any sense? Even a little? I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Yuane, but if there is aught I can do to assist in your training... What was that? Something's afoot in the training area. Oh, what was that? Okay, a sound of some sort. And you call yourselves Lancers? Pathetic. You are next, Guildmaster. Arm yourself and face me. Refuse, and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Say what you will, I am above provocation. Craven to the last man. Ah, but what have we here? Wait, he is but a novice. That makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted him to your ranks, did you not? Very well. I shall withdraw for now. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to measuring your worth in the days to come. Elizans are racist, man. There's not more to see. Return to your drills. Will, you made no attempt to evade his thrusts. Did your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is of little consequence now. You need pay no further heed to our uninvited guests. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for travelers to come pounding on our door seeking to test their mettle. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage, the composure to bring the sum of your strength and skill to bear against your foes, and the resolve to attack when fear would stay your hand as befits a Lancer. When next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, one that will put your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Farewell. Lovely! Scale mail. Scoop with both hands, then look left, up, right, down. Or is it up, down, left, left, right? I wish she would let me take notes. Oh, why this is made of maple. It's unmistakable. Master Beaton would tell you the grain of it almost flows like syrup. Today I'll be a timber master like him. He wants me to go back to Mistress Edith's class, doesn't he? He always tells us if you can chew a piece of wood, there's no excuse for not chewing yourself. Sheesh. I really don't like this dialogue. Like, the dialogue is so heavy. Oh, God. Greetings and welcome to the Leatherworkers Guild. Here we produce the finest leather goods, taking care to honor the lives which were sacrificed for their creation. Our leather armor is worn by the archers and lancers of this great nation, and favored by all who prefer that their protection does not come at a cost of mobility. If you wish to place an order, I bid you visit FFXIV Fineries. If on the other hand you have a mind to join a guild, I should be happy to assist you. Might you be interested in becoming a leather worker? Yes. Nothing would make us happy than to welcome a new initiate into our ranks. However, it is essential that you first understand the burden that every leather worker must bear. As you cannot have failed to notice, the Twelveswood is blessed with an abundance of life, and we Gridanians have long hunted the forest creatures with both nourishment and clothing. But Gridania is unlike any other place. The elementals that watch over the Twelveswood have never looked kindly on the taking of life, and those who flout their governance do so at their own peril. The elementals decreed that life not be taken without due necessity, and so the Trappers League was formed to regulate the hunting of animals. The Leatherworkers Guild was subsequently founded to manage the fair and equitable distribution of pelts. Nowadays, adventurers are a major supplier of pelts, and leather goods have become widespread, but in times past they were rare and precious. The Leatherworkers Guild has not forgotten those times. We treat leather with no less respect than the living creatures whence it comes, and craft goods of the highest quality. In so doing, we honor the lives lost and minimize the need for further killing, an oft-forgotten benefit of our products' surpassing durability. Our guild is also the sole producer of the famous FFXIV brand of leather goods, the pride of Gridania. These products represent the ultimate expression of our core tenets and the transcendent technique which shaped them. Know though that being a guild member does not automatically make you a FFXIV artisan. You must earn the right to become one. For most of the leather workers here, having the fruit of their labors bear the FFXIV brand is yet a distant dream. That is the life which awaits you, should you choose to walk our path. Success will not be handed to you, but I guarantee that you will have the opportunity to seize it. So if you wish to make a name for yourself and craft goods which are the envy of all, you have come to the right place. Speak to me once more if you wish to learn about the enrollment process. Have you decided to join? Very well, I invite you to speak with Guildmaster Giva. She's a brilliant artisan, personally responsible for the creation of countless FFXIV products. You have doubtless heard her name before. The Guildmaster's patterns are uniformly elegant, and with them even a novice craftsman can cut their materials with minimal waste. It is for her to decide if you are fit to join us. She can be found in the work area within. Present yourself to her and do not waver in your determination. Ba 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 ba. So you wish to become a leather worker? If you've spoken with Randall, then you've been told what it means to work with leather. The weight you must carry, the responsibility you must bear. Not just to the elementals, mind you, but also to our guild. Our craftsmanship is unrivaled, and each member is expected to live up to that reputation. Once you join, there's no turning back. If you dishonor us, I shall flay you myself and make a chocobo saddle from your hide. Will you swear to uphold our traditions and be the best leather worker you can be? Very well. You may learn our craft within these walls, though you seem ill-equipped to do even that. I will give you a head knife to help you on your way, but the rest is up to you. Do not presume that your association with us means your work will bear the Fenyi name. Until you prove yourself worthy, you will not be permitted to do as much as touch Fenyi products, much less craft one. Now then, if we're to continue with your initiation, you'll need to put that knife in your hand first. Tell me when you're ready to begin. Great. Ba 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 ba. Well, you've passed the first test, gripping your knife by the handle and not the pointy end. Now it's time to see how well you can wield it. Make me a circle of leather. You need an animal skin to do so. Newcomers to our craft often imagine that they need to hunt in order to obtain the materials, but if you have the sense the gods gave a chocobo's arse, you realize that's hardly the case. Ogzith, over by our receptionist, sells most of the items commonly used in our craft. However, she cannot supply you with the earth shards. And that's it for my advice. The rest is up to you. Once you've made the circle of leather, bring it here to be inspected. I can't say I have great expectations for your work. Just see to it that you do not waste good skins. Now away with you. Great. Lovely. Ba 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 ba. Animal skin. I have that. Isn't the leather ready yet? When you're finished, bring it here to be inspected. See Osgith if you lack the necessary materials. Wahoo! Yippee! Waha! Hi, this is indeed leather, after a fashion. Your work is amateurish in the extreme. The leather is unevenly tanned and practically unusable. But you show promise. Well, about as much promise as the leather you haphazardly crafted. And still, it is apparent that you paid due respect to the life from which it came. Had you performed any worse, I'd have cast you out without a second thought, but you didn't, so I won't. Approach each task in earnest as you did today, and I'll continue to advise you. However, you alone are responsible for your development. This is a business we're running, and neither I nor your seniors have the time to hold your hand. Apply yourself to learning our techniques and return here when you have acquired some skills. Mayhaps then I will have an errand for you to run. Level 5. Great. I have so many of these. So many. Getting used to that knife I gave you. Gods know it doesn't happen very often, but you've chanced to find me unoccupied. How about you show me what you've learned? Let's see you make 3 leather chokers. After all, there's more to our craft than simply hanging ties, and chokers are just about the simplest things one can make. You'll need circles of leather and animal sinew to accomplish this task. Osgith can provide the sinew, and I'm sure you recall the method for making leather. I hope your technique has improved since last time. And while we have an ample stock of skins, there are other means of procuring your materials. Hunting for your own pelts, for instance. I know what I said about before, but that was about assuming it was necessary. Choosing to do was another matter. Indeed, it may teach you to appreciate the source of your livelihood. Not all leather workers are wont to choose this method, but you are an adventurer, are you not? When you finish your work, bring your chokers here for inspection. Thank you. Please stop talking. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I'll get through this game with how little I enjoy the dialogue. How many leather? How many? 3? You finished your work then? I suppose there's no denying that these are leather chokers. If truth be told, an Oppo could have achieved similar results given the skin, sinew, and time. Oh, but I don't mean to make light of your efforts. You fulfilled the order precisely as requested. A job well done. Now then, I will teach you something to supplement your learning. Through physical training, the body can be made strong and resistant to injury, not so the throat, whichever remains a vulnerable point. Although a leather choker provides less protection than a metal gorget, Its simple design makes it ideal for everyday applications. This simplicity also makes it an ideal choice for beginners practicing basic techniques and for guildmasters assessing their progress. As you are, you would make a passable leather worker, one among the nameless multitudes who scrape a living out there. Whether you rise to become something more is contingent upon your efforts. Consider this amateur's all a reward for your efforts. You will find it an indispensable partner to the head knife as you continue your training. Now I must return to my work. If you chance to find me unoccupied again, mayhap I will teach you something else. Until then, keep your nose to the grindstone. Okay, additional points, great. I have all these. Da 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 da. How are your techniques coming along? If you honestly think you've improved, then I have a new task for you. But before that, let me ask. You are familiar with the FFXIV brand, are you not? But of course, how silly of me. Even an adventurer hailing from distant lands should know the most famous brand of leather goods in Eorzea. Anyway, all goods sold under the distinguished FFXIV name are crafted by none other than our leather workers. We've been asked to fill in a especially large order on short notice, and so our stores of hard leather are nearly depleted. I was considering how best to handle this situation when you arrived. I'm sure you see where this is going. We need a dozen circles of hard leather as fast as you can make them. Quickly now, go. Well, thank you for being in a hurry. I don't have my entire life to waste spending it on this game. Hard leather. Okay, so 12? I should be able to do that. Well, well. These are better than I expected. It is more difficult to boil leather than to tan it, but the process results in a stronger, more durable product. These properties make hard leather the material of choice for those who prefer stouter armor. The fruit of your labor, the fruits of your labor shall serve the guild well as training materials for my new initiates. Huh? You seem troubled. Surely you did not imagine that your leather would be used in the construction of FFXIV goods? Oh gods, no! Only our elite leather workers, handpicked by me, are permitted to make wares that bear the FFXIV name. While we had enough hard leather to complete the FFXIV commission, some of the materials used, despite being of excellent quality, were originally intended to be distributed as practice materials. As such, the initiate supplies ran dangerously low. Come now, there is no call to be disheartened. Do you not see that in furnishing the beginners with supplies you have proven that you are no longer a beginner? You have given them that which they could not make themselves. When you first arrived, I would never have entrusted you with such a task. Make no mistake, you are improving. Why, at this rate, my great-great-grandchildren may yet commission you to make a shoe sole, or even two. Huh? Speaking of commissions, I think you've proven yourself sufficiently skilled to handle orders without my supervision. Go and see Gontran't in the Carline Canopy if you're interested in taking on a few guild levies. You would gain much needed experience and earn yourself some coin besides. But enough chatter. Come see me again when you have further refined your technique. Oh, and if you make it during my lifetime, I dare say you'll find me in a more talkative mood. Okay, I already have the hat, already have that. I'm just gonna take the piece. Very well. I'm gonna step away for just a moment. I'll leave the music on now. Alright. Do I want to go to level 15 and do my 15? I guess I'm pretty close to 15. What would I make though? I guess I'll make hard leather. Damn, 1 point away from perfect. That sucks. this already. I could use the boots. Ah, Will. You couldn't have come at a better time. We urgently need someone to craft a pair of hard leather caligae and a hard leather choker. Do you think you could handle both? To explain the situation, I had entrusted the commissioner to another leather worker, but found the quality of his work so wholly unacceptable that I had no choice but to demand that he start again. Naturally, I gave the fellow a sound dressing down, reminding him that he had the dishonor of the name of Fen Yi, and so on, only for him to run off bawling, leaving a trail of snot and tears in his wake. Needless to say, I was more than a little concerned. After all, there was a very real possibility that I was going to have to keep a customer waiting, but thanks to your timely arrival, everything will be put to rights. As I've already mentioned, I need you to craft the 2 articles in our overly sensitive colleague's stead. This will be your first task undertaken for Fen Yi Fineries. This is an opportunity few leather workers receive. See that you don't squander it. What is it? Troubled by the crushing rate of expectation? Well, you may cast your fears aside. You've done yourself credit thus far, carrying out my instructions with nary a complaint and taking all my criticisms on the chin. I know you won't shame us. And even should the worst come to worst, I know you'll have the good grace to go before the customer and apologize in person. But enough talk. You had best get started if you're to complete the order on time. Ba ba da ba ba ba. Hard leather caligae. Okay, so that is hard leather, bronze rivets, beast sinew. Hard leather choker. Beast sinew. The 2 pieces are ready, you say? That remains to be seen. The leather used is well made and the articles look as they should. The construction is solid. Good. As you know, this type of leather is valued for its toughness and durability. Yet these same qualities make it troublesome to work. An inexperienced leather worker often ruins the material with shoddy stitching and poor molding, resulting in a final product that's misshapen, brittle, and liable to fall apart. Your caligae and choker, however, bear none of the hallmarks of amateurism. Your construction is solid and your leather has retained its strength. You have grown considerably as a leather worker, Will. Your latest creations attest to this. Alright. But you still have some way to go. The clasps aren't securely fastened and the stitching needs to be tighter. In short, you must learn to pay more attention to the details. These articles aren't quite fit to be placed into the customer's hands, but they can be salvaged. You have done your part well enough. I will see to the rest. In the meantime, I would have you attend to something else. It is an important duty, and one that is all too often overlooked by artisans, namely, taking responsibility for falling short of expectations. In the guild's reception area, you will find an Uldan gentleman named Susabati, one of our regular customers. It is he who placed the order for the caligae and choker. I would have you go to him and kneel in apology for the delay. Okay, I can do that. Da, 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 da. Huh? What in the name of the 12 are you doing? Do get up! What's that? My orders delayed, you say? Is that all? And there I was thinking something terrible had happened. It's quite alright, truly. I came here precisely because the Leather Workers Guild has never compromised on quality. This trifling delay only confirms to me that the principle still endures. Anyway, it is very kind of you to bring me word. By the by, your face isn't familiar to me. Are you new to the guild? Sagiva herself is applying the finishing touches to your handiwork even as we speak. Well, I dare say the guildmaster sees promise in you. Why else would she consider your work worthy of her personal attention? She's famous for having cut up far more experienced leatherworkers' efforts for scraps, and that before their very eyes. As for encouraging you to come and apologize, some may think that Giva goes too far, but it is simply her way of educating her own on the finer points of business. As a native of Ul'dah, I may say with some confidence that it is an education worth enduring. Well, it has been a pleasure to meet a rising star of the Leatherworkers Guild, and that is no hollow flattery I speak. Your name is WILSHOCKER, yes? I shall observe your career here with great interest. In fact, the next time I place an order at Fenyi Fineries, I shall make a point of insisting that you are given the job. Well, thanks! I think I need the boots here. Yeah, I got the boots. What? I'm terribly busy right now, and I would thank you to not bother me. I'm a carpenter of the prestigious oak atrium, and I have repairs to... Where did I put my... Oh gods, I take it from you're from the guild too then? What's that? Idel sent you? With my tools? Ah, yes. I was actually about to go and, this is so embarrassing. My apologies. It's just, I've been so focused on the task at hand. You know, it's a miracle this amphitheater even survived the calamity. It was the Carpenters Guild that saved it, moving it piece by piece and rebuilding it. When I saw that what they had done for Gridania, I knew what I wanted to be. But gods, when they told me my first task was to come here... Anyway, thank you for bringing me my tools. You're new to Oak Atrium too, right? Well, let's both work hard for the good of the guild. The good of the guild, eh? Oh, and may the elementals watch over you and keep you safe. He looks like a bandit with that handkerchief on. Ba 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 ba. Greetings, traveler. Come to Minketo's famed amphitheater, have you? I am Estain, caretaker of this fine centerpiece of Gridanian culture, and I fear I must needs trouble you for assistance. You see, it's not only well-meaning men like yourself who are drawn to this place. The sylphs often visit in the dead of night, long after our citizens have gone to bed. We have no particular obligation to their presence, and they seem grateful for the accommodation, so much so that in fact that last night they left us a token of their appreciation, in the form of vegetables. A lot of vegetables. Their generosity is more than welcome, of course, but the sheer quantity of the things makes gathering them all something of a chore, and it's not as if I don't have enough to do already. In short, I'd be most grateful for any help you could give me. Ba 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 ba. Well done, friend. Mikado herself would sing you praise. She knew well the power of art, how it could strengthen the soul of a nation and preserve its history for future generations. This amphitheater was her greatest gift to Gridania, and it was her wish that all folk use it freely, not only for performances and festivals, but as a place to share memories and make new ones. I wonder if the sylphs come here to do just that. That said, I do wish they would find other ways to express their gratitude. We have no need of vegetables here, but mayhap the Carline canopy can make use of them. Anyway, thanks be to the elementals for bringing you here today. Great. Ba, 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 ba. You there, adventurer! Could you deliver a message for me? My superior, Millicent, is stationed outside Atelier Fenyi. She's doubtless busy, but I'm past due to be relieved. Long past due, truth be told. However, I can't simply abandon my post. Speak to her for me, would you? But choose your words wisely. She has a bit of a temper. Ba 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 ba. What's this all about? Dumasen says he needs his break. The nerve of that sniding little shite crying for relief at a time like this. Has he already forgotten how short-handed we are since that business with the Ixal the other day? And sent on a bloody unknown venture to do his bleating no less. That self-serving sod thinks only of his own woes, rubbing his sore souls while welcoming all manner of Gilgram adventurers into our holy wood. Useless bloody fool. Makes me blood boil, it does. But it's not you I should be giving a piece of my mind to. You seem a decent enough sort, considering. Still, understand that it's our duty to keep an eye on every stranger that passes through these parts. Any road, I appreciate you lending an ear to my subordinate, damn fool that he is. Go on and stay out of trouble. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that was nothing. But I don't want to be a dancer. Why can't we just play? I mean, I guess we could dance for fun, but I don't think Mistress Yudith knows how. She's so uptight. Is it one of Master Beaton's toys? Does this mean there's more if I go back to class? I'm on my way. You there. You are an adventurer, yes? Good. I have a task for you. Take yourself over to the Conjurer's Guild and speak with my student, Braya. She has her hands full, preparing for the auguries and would like to welcome your assistance. In her excitement at becoming a conjurer, I fear my young disciple is pushing herself beyond the limits of her endurance. Enthusiasm is all well and good, but it would not do to have initiate collapse from exhaustion. Okay. Ba 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 ba. The joy of pictomancy. I ran off because it's boring. All Miss Death says is that we're doing it wrong. Hey, that's one of Mr. Beaton's. If this is supposed to be a bribe, then you've got yourself a deal, adventuring man. He says, okay. He said, alright, bet. I'm in it for the toys. Do 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 do. Yes, I am Briar, but I'm also awfully. Oh, you say Lady Melaine herself asked you to assist me? In that case, I suppose you might lend a hand, especially as mine appears to be shaking, though only very slightly. Not that it's anything to worry about. More nervous energy. Ahem. I would be exceedingly grateful if you would take this to Azima Rose Oil and refill the sensors. There are 2 that require attention. Please have a care not to disturb the conjurers amid their meditations. You must be as quiet and unobtrusive as possible. Do, 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 do. My thanks. I must admit to being rather impressed by how faithfully you followed my instructions. I had always considered adventurers to be an uncouth and rowdy lot, but I see you are capable of courtesy as well. Lady Melaine has a fine eye for character. You should feel honored that she chose you for the task. Briar is busy with preparations for the coming ceremony and needs an adventurer to bring her scarlet oil. Might you perchance be comfortable around Vilekin? If so, I have an urgent need of your assistance. You see, I was preparing for the forthcoming auguries when I found to my great embarrassment that we lacked the requisite quality of scarlet oil. If it's not too much to ask, I would be grateful if you could resupply us in time for the ceremony. Scarlet oil can be harvested from ladybugs, such as those found near the bannock. 6 of the Vilekin should yield the necessary amount. Pray return to me as soon as you have it. Well met, adventurer. You are come to Stillgate Fane, home of the Conjurers Guild. We conjurers harness the power of earth, wind, and water that abound in nature, and thereby weave spells of healing and protection. Ever do we seek nobles to initiate into our mysteries. Might you be such a soul come to join the guild? Then allow me to provide you with an overview of what it is to be a conjurer. Conjuring is the art of healing and purification. Its practitioners harness the power of nature, that they might bring about change in the form of spells. Primitive magic such as that once wrought by individuals known as mages, meaning those with the ability to manipulate ether, has existed since the dawn of time. It was not until some 5 centuries ago that conjuring emerged from this shapeless agglomeration of spells and charms, an event which led to the founding of Gridania. In those dark days, the elementals would not suffer man's presence in the Twelveswood, forcing our forebears to make their homes beneath the earth in the great subterranean city of Gilmora. But their desire to settle in the Twelveswood continued to burn fiercely. Time and time again they sought to curry the elementals' favor. Unlike men and other creatures bound in temples of flesh, the elementals are beings of pure ether. Recognizing this, the mages of Eld reasoned that their talent for etheric manipulation might allow them to commune with these theretofore enigmatic entities. It took 5 long decades, but our forebears finally succeeded. Their reward? The elementals' permission to dwell in the Twelveswood, so it was that the nation of Gridania was born. Since that time, the elementals have taught us to live as one with nature, speaking to all Gridanians through the hearers, those mages who are able to commune with them. And for the intimacy with the elementals, the hearers would go on to attain greater mastery over the forces of nature. Thus did they conceive the art of conjuring. And that, my most attentive listener, is a brief history of conjuring. If you have a mind to walk our path, I wholeheartedly recommend you join our guild. It would be my pleasure to explain the initiation process to you. Pray speak with me again when you're ready. Is your mind made up? Are you ready to join the Conjurers Guild? That as well. I shall introduce you to our guildmaster, Brother Isumiyan. Brother Isumiyan presides over the Conjurers Guild even as he serves the nation as a hearer. You will find him in the meditation area within. Go to him and make known your desire to join the guild. Whew! Greetings, adventurer. I am told you wish to become a conjurer of Stillglade fame. I am Brother Isumiyan, master of this guild. Before you are formally accepted into our ranks, I would impart you the principles of conjuring. Pray attend me well. Conjuring is an arcane art that takes life and the living for its domain. Its primary purpose is the salving of hurts and the granting of protection. Adventurers such as yourself stand upon the front lines of battle. Owing to this, you are likely to find yourself in many situations where the capacity for healing would be advantageous. Mind you, there is more to conjuring than that. By harnessing the power of earth, wind, and water, conjurers are also capable of weaving spells that wreak havoc. In terms of sheer destructive power, conjuring may pale in comparison to thaumaturgy, but its capacity to defend one against aggression more than compensates for this relative shortcoming. In mastering healing and purification, not only will you be able to mend wounds and purge afflictions, you will also be able to breathe life back into the fallen. More than simply healers, yet not true dealers of destruction, conjurers realize their full potential when they employ their powers in support of others. This, my dear adventurer, is what it means to be one of us. Mayhap that was too much to grasp upon a single hearing. But worry not, for the meaning of my words will become clear to you in due time. Aye, you will come to understand that conjuring is not the sole province of the conjurer. Should you wish to walk our path, I must needs ask that you solemnly vow to embrace nature, to heed the will of the elementals and the 12s would alike. Can you make this vow? I knew your answer ere your lips had parted, yet I am no less pleased to hear it. By the power vested in me, I hereby name you a member of the Conjurers Guild. If you would be so kind as to lend me your hunting log, I shall add to it the names of such creatures as would pose a suitable challenge to a conjurer. And to mark this momentous occasion, I present to you this cane. Though it may be old and weathered, it will serve you well as you take your first steps upon the path of the conjurer. Take up your cane, Will, and present yourself to me once more. I would assign you your first task as a conjurer of the Stillglade fame. Ba 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 ba. The part of conjurer becomes you, Will. Without further ado, I shall assign you your first task as a conjurer of Stillglade fame. Just beyond the city gates, you will encounter squirrels, ladybugs, and fungoirs. I would have you slay 3 of each. Lest you wonder how I can so coolly order the taking of life, know that things are not as they once were. As a consequence of the calamity, and I may add through no fault of their own, these creatures have become a burden to the Twelveswood, a burden they cannot well bear. As a conjurer, it's your duty to carry out the will of the forest, and by employing your powers in so doing, you will come to learn something of your art. Go on, and perform your first task in the name of the elementals. Ah, well, she's gone. Do 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 do. You're back. Have you procured this scarlet oil? Yep. Welcome back, Will. The elementals have told me of your success. By placing yourself in the midst of nature and seeing it with a conjurer's eyes, you have taken your first step along the path to enlightenment. Healing, protection, and destruction, though our spells vary in function, they all derive their power from the same source, the forces embodied in all creation. By gaining true understanding of these, a conjurer may call upon them to manipulate his element, thereby realizing the state of being that he desires. Yours is a familiar look, the very picture of confusion. Be not disheartened, for compensation shall come in due time. For now, you must... comprehension, I guess he said. You must learn to reach out to the forces embodied in each of us. Pray hearken to mine instructions. Breathe deep and open your eyes to that which cannot be seen. Feel myriad life around you and draw upon this boundless reservoir of energy. Take up your cane and use it to lend that energy form. Go forth and be at one with the world. Return to me when you have learned to draw upon the forces around you in the self-same ease you draw upon those within. Cool. I'm going to take a break here. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more.